All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about something about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis and what Bob Arum of Top Rank had to say about the Ryan Garcia fight. Man, some of these people are absolutely positively tripping, but let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135, 140 pound weight division, talking about the fight that some people are saying is going to be made. I'm not the most hopeful about it, and which is the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight, and what Bob Arum had to say about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why that fight is not going to happen. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Now, if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, hit that like button, and thank you so much for your support. There is a new way to support the channel, which is a super thanks, which you see down there by the comment box, would be appreciated. But let's get into this conversation. Bob Arum's a wild boy, man, and let me tell you, boxing is, and business in general, just life in general, is not without a lot of hypocrites. So Bob Arum has never been one to, to be afraid of doing one thing and saying another, or doing something himself and blaming somebody else for doing the same thing. But at the same time, doesn't necessarily mean that what he says is not true. So Bob Arum was asked about the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight. And he goes in, if you're not real quick, some people want to out, you got to give a little bit of background because some people don't know these things. You would really be surprised when you read the comment section. Bob Arum is a promoter that is the co-founder or one of the founders and now current owner of Top Rank Promotions, one of the biggest names and one of the biggest promoters in the history of boxing, along with guys like Don King and Tex Rickard way back, in the 1910s, 1920s, promoter for Jack Johnson. Pretty much those three guys are, when you think about promoters in boxing, that's who you think about. Bob Arum is the last guy standing between, after Don King and himself had basically been running boxing for a long time. And so he says something about Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia making that fight. And he says he doesn't believe the fight is going to happen, right? And why doesn't he believe the fight is going to happen? He says because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not going to want to make that fight. Floyd is perfectly happy not having Gervonta fight anybody and then just wait around for a big fight to take place before he actually challenges somebody. And also says that Ryan Garcia is more talented than Gervonta Davis, and he's the naturally bigger man. So, Ryan Garcia will beat Gervonta Davis. So for all of those reasons, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the one that would be holding up that fight and not want to make that fight, right? Now, this is what I say to that. First and foremost, if you think Ryan Garcia is beating Gervonta Davis, all right, man, I have a very, very hard time with that. First of all, Ryan Garcia is not more talented than Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia is the naturally bigger guy, but it's not as if Gervonta Davis, well, first of all, Gervonta Davis, everybody fights that Gervonta Davis fights is the naturally bigger guy that I've seen, with the exception of maybe every major guy. I guess there's guys like Jesus Cuellar and those guys at 130, but guys like Rolly Romero, guys like Mario Barrios at 140 pounds. Those guys are naturally bigger than Tank. Even, guys like Jose Pedraza, when he fought him at 140 pounds, at 135 pounds or 30 pounds, is more naturally bigger than Tank. I think Tank is just an exceptional fighter, and everybody seems to me that is like not in the camp of the Mayweather camp and has some other guy that they're going with or that they're promoting at the time, always seems to have something real negative to say about Gervonta Davis and his ability to win fights. And it does not miss me that Bob Arum is currently promoting Devin Haney. He promotes Vasily Lomachenko. He promotes Shakur Stevenson, who is going to be moving up into the lightweight division. But the idea that Floyd is not going to have Gervonta fight any of these guys because he's just waiting around to make a lot of money is hilarious, seeing as Bob Arum himself just said that there's plenty of big fights to be made at top rank between top rank fighters, and implied that they don't need Gervonta Davis to make big fights, right? So you literally have a guy that basically holds all of the belts at 135 pounds, that himself is not interested in making any fight with Gervonta Davis between any of the guys that he's fighting, but yet he turns around and says the same thing about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and acts like he's like assuming that that's what Floyd Mayweather's doing. Now, do I think that's what Floyd Mayweather's doing? Man, I absolutely positively know Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Leonard Ellerbe are looking for big fights for Gervonta Davis, because that's what they say. They're basically saying, look, you guys can say what you want to say, but none of those guys that are with Top Rank, speaking of Vasily Lomachenko, Devin Haney at the time, Shakur Stevenson's an excellent fighter and has yet to make it to the weight division, even though he missed weight for that Conceição fight. So, for Robson Conceição. So now, he's coming up there. So they hadn't said it about him at the time specifically. But yeah, he's basically like, look, these guys are not big attractions. So, it's going to be less likely. It's harder to make the fight with those guys. But plus, everybody in boxing knows what the deal is, really. Top Rank is going to make in-house fights for Top Rank until they wind up having somebody pop out of the top, clear it out. And then when they get old enough, maybe if they get old enough and they find somebody that's a big fight that they think they can win, they'll make that then. But other than that, man, please, Bob Arum ain't trying to make those fights with those people. Just like you saw with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather Jr., and this is my opinion, during the entire time this was going on, people had different opinions. But, during the entire time that Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao stuff was going on, it was my impression that it was Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao that were trying to run a bunch of pay-per-view fights off against guys that Floyd Mayweather already beat until after Manny Pacquiao had lost to Tim Bradley, had been knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez, right, and looked like he was heading towards the end. Did they then finally say, okay, let's make the fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. And because there was so much money involved in it for Top Rank. With these fights, there's not that much money involved in it for Top Rank, so yeah. I mean, it's just straight hypocritical in my opinion. But anyway, that's my opinion. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.